So this week we got the possession of Anneliese Michel. What do you know about it?
Yes. I don't know anything about it. And obviously you don't either because you fucked this up like 5 times.
I don't know what they're talking. I don't know this guy. I don't know what this guy's talking about. This guy just got here.
Yeah.
This actually turned into a
No, I
movie.
don't know.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I knew that off the top of my head. I'm not reading off my phone.
Yeah. That was funny because you put your phone in the frame.
Anneliese Michel was born in 1952 in Klingenberg, Germany. During her youth, she was raised as a strict Catholic and was heavily involved in the church. She was described as a well-behaved and bright girl. In 1968, when Anneliese was 16 years old, she lost consciousness during school and blacked out in the middle of class. That night, she had her first seizure. She couldn't move and described it as if she was being pinned down. In August of 1969, she had a second seizure, causing her to be taken to neurologists Dr. Luthi and Dr. Voigt. They ran an EEG, a brain scan, and found nothing wrong with Anneliese's brain. Both doctors figured that it was just a seizure. Unfortunately, during the start of the school year, Anneliese fell ill with pneumonia and tuberculosis. She was hospitalized and put in a sanatorium for children where she was kept for multiple months. In June of 1970, she had her third seizure while she was still in the sanatorium. A few days after the seizure, a group of girls saw Anneliese praying but reported that her hands looked like cat paws and that her eyes were jet black. Later, Anneliese also saw her eyes turn black while looking in a mirror. She went to see a neurologist who recommended anticonvulsant medications. After no more incidents, Anneliese was released from the sanatorium in August of 1970 and she returned to school. She had no more seizures until June 1972. Dr. Luthi would prescribe her Dialatin, an anti-seizure medication. She also had brain scans done, but it was found that nothing was wrong with her brain. In the spring of 1973, Anneliese began hearing knocking sounds in her room, a sound that her mother and sisters also heard. Anneliese also began seeing demonic faces and heard voices damning her to hell. Her mother saw Anneliese staring at a statue of the Virgin Mary with jet black eyes and cat-like paws.
What if she just got the cat paws and she started like kneading on the blanket, getting comfortable,
Started making dough.
making biscuits?
Her mother believed Anneliese was possessed, which was an idea that Anneliese didn't believe at first. Despite all this, Anneliese was still able to get good grades and graduate from high school. In September, Anneliese would visit Dr. Luthi again and told him of the demonic faces. She reported that Dr. Luthi told her to visit a Jesuit, a claim that Dr. Luthi would later deny. And also something to take away is that he didn't do anything about her hallucinating or having visions, however you want to posit it. Which is when you put somebody on medications and they say that they're having visions,
I was gonna say, in the 60s or 50s, they'd give people fucking heroin. Like the medication was completely uncontrolled.
It should be noted that Dr. Luthi never did anything about Anneliese's reported visions, and Anneliese never went to him again. After this, her family looked for a priest who could help her. They contacted Father Herman, who met with Anneliese and noted she seemed normal. Father Herman would contact his friend Father Alt to come see Anneliese. In the fall of 1973, Anneliese attended university in Würzburg. In November, she met Dr. Lenner, a Freudian psychiatrist. He did an EEG and found that her brain had epileptic patterns, so he prescribed her with Tegretol, a stronger drug. In July of 1975, Anneliese's condition got worse. She became depressed, ate little, barely slept, and destroyed crucifixes and holy pictures.
See, I feel like all that is just related. I feel like all that is just related to her being on the medication.
Probably. Father Alt got permission for an exorcism by the bishop, and a small unofficial exorcism was carried out on August 3rd by Father Alt. After this, Anneliese got worse. She would only sleep an hour at night. She began repeatedly dropping to her knees to pray until her knees began swelling. She was constantly screaming, displayed superhuman strength, urinated on the floor and then licked it, and ate spiders and insects. A full exorcism was to be carried out on September 24th. Upon arrival, Father Renz noted that Anneliese's condition seemed normal, but when the exorcism started, she began acting abnormally. This was the usual case. Anneliese lived a normal college life, passing with good grades and very little demonic behavior, but during the exorcism, she would behave abnormally. During an exorcism, Anneliese would name her demons as Cain, Judas, Hitler, and Nero.
I don't know. Fucking Hitler? Come on, man.
Pastor Fleischmann would also be named as one of her demons. Fleischmann was a priest in the 1500s who was kicked out of the church for his bad behavior. Shockingly, Anneliese revealed details about Fleischmann that she would have no way of knowing. Also during an exorcism, Father Alt hid a single body of holy water among other bottles of water, and Anneliese screamed when she made contact with the holy water, but none of the others. Yeah, it was regular bottles of water mixed in with one holy water, and she screamed when the holy water touched her.
But not with regular. So they didn't tell her. They weren't like, okay, holy water. All right, regular water.
That's what they said. And again, I don't really know how much I trust these people, but that's what was reported. The only doctor to see Anneliese during this time was Dr. Richard Roth, a friend of Father Alt. On June 30th, Anneliese had her 67th exorcism, and the next day her family found her dead in her room. Her cause of death was starvation, only weighing 68 pounds after 67 exorcisms.
So an exorcism takes one time. That's like how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
You don't do it multiple times. So if it didn't work the first time, you should probably bring her to a hospital and not starve her to death.
I can agree with that statement. Medical examiners found that her brain was completely healthy and there was nothing to cause seizures, not even at a microscopic level. Her parents, Father Renz, and Father Alt were accused of negligent homicide, and the case went to trial in 1978. Do you even believe in possession?
I don't know, man. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know.
I think maybe, but I think they're few and very far between.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like all the famous possession stories, they all happen when there was like no way of legitimately confirming them. But now that there's technology and there's ways of actually confirming them, like nothing fucking happens.
Now we'll look into both sides of the case, starting with the defense. The defense argued that Anneliese was allowed to deny medical treatment, and towards the end, Father Alt had even gotten Dr. Roth there. But Roth testified that he only came out of, quote, scientific curiosity, and not as a physician. Which differ.
What a douchebag.
I know, right?
I just want to see what happened. I'm not here to help.
I'm here out of scientific curiosity, not as a what do I look like, a doctor?
Dude, I don't fucking care about this chick. I just
want to see her eat some spiders. I want to see her little.
I heard she pissed on the floor. I kind of want to see that happen.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I record?
I want to see her cat paws. I want to figure out how this happens.
Hey, could I turn her into a human pet cat? That's all I care about.
He said that during his visit, Anneliese had no external injuries, which differs from what everyone else saw. Some speculate Roth said this because he was trying to avoid being charged with negligence. Also during his visit, he reportedly said, quote, "There are no injections against the devil," end quote.
Yo, he fucking said that shit.
Yeah.
He fucking said that shit. I would deny it if someone...
I swear I didn't say that.
Yo, I swear I did not say that. I don't know who is making that up.
But yeah, she definitely had external injuries because you literally saw the photos. And there's no way that she weighs 68 pounds and doesn't look like a fucking...
How tall was she?
Average height. Probably 5'6", 5'7".
5'6". Dude, 68 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she lived that long.
Dude, oh my god, it was probably just her bones. That's probably just how much her skeleton weighed. The defense also sent in recordings of the exorcisms to show that Anneliese was possessed, which was an idea that the court never took seriously. The prosecution said that Anneliese had epilepsy and psychosis, and that her parents were responsible for taking her to the hospital. They argued that the medication she was prescribed stopped the seizures, but that psychosis was brought on by the exorcisms. It was also shown that Father Alt showed signs of schizophrenia, and that he believed he had otherworldly powers. I will say, having 67 exorcisms, not very good.
They were all like 2 or 3 hours long.
Yep, twice a week. Did I say? It was over the span of 10 months.
Yeah.
In the end, the court ruled in favor of the prosecution, sentencing all 4 defendants to serve 6 months in prison, and the priest to be suspended for 3 years. Nobody was actually put in jail because of all they had been through.
Yo, Hitler did it. We fucking solved it. It was Hitler.
Not very good.
All
I
jokes
will,
aside, she was pretty fucked up, man.
but yeah, no, this
I do
girl,
feel bad for her. That sucks. She is a victim.
she definitely is a
I
victim.
think it was their fault.
It definitely was their fault.
I I think if she was not a part of the church at that time, she probably would have been fine.
Yeah, she should have been taken to a hospital.
But you
They
can,
should not have looked for a
yeah,
Jesuit.
definitely. That's fucking stupid. That is dumb. I feel terrible for her because she had no control over it.
Nope.
And you can fucking convince people crazy shit.
You
She
can?
just got fucking gaslighted.
I don't know. Sucks.
So, I don't know if I trust the church on this one. That was pretty dumb for not bringing her to a hospital. So,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I have nothing. I'm Christian, but I think the church itself can be fucking weird sometimes.
It
Because at the
definitely
end
can
of the
be.
day, it is ran by people.
It is ran by people.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking weird. But yeah, this girl was.
Yeah.
I think by
I feel
67
bad for her.
exorcisms, the
Her-
demon would have left.
Yeah, seriously. It takes one exorcism. That's the whole point of an exorcism.
Yeah,
You do it once.
it's not like they're not like practicing on her. Yeah, it's just one exorcism.